Praise be Jesus Christ, now and forever. For those who were squeezing the last drop out of Christmas, the season finally finished this week with the beautiful Feast of Candlemas on Monday. Now, rapidly approaching, Lent is beckoning us towards penance and preparation for the Easter mysteries. As he only appears in the Scriptures for that one moment when the Holy Family enters the temple, I don't want to pass over the figure of Simeon, Saint Simeon, and the lessons he can teach us. Each year, as we contemplate him, or St. Anna, the prophetess, the daughter of Phanuel, the Lord gives us something new to inspire us and help us on our spiritual journey, a journey to grow in holiness, which really means coming closer to Christ. Simeon, an old man who must have felt death was nearer than he might wish, had been told by the Lord that he would not die until he had seen with his own eyes the Messiah. Perhaps he thought he would see him in glory, appearing majestically upon the clouds, or entering Jerusalem triumphantly as a king at the head of his army and the heavenly host. The point is, it had been revealed to him, it was a promise. He would see the Messiah. A family, simple, poor, a mother, a father, and a baby, enters the temple. And Simeon, inspired by the Holy Spirit, knows as no one else knows, except later the elderly Anna, that no army heralds the king, no triumph, but that this baby is the Messiah, the long-awaited one. All his expectations were turned upside down by reality, yet he knew, he adored, he worshipped. God was and is truly the God of the unexpected. Yet those with the eyes to see and the ears to hear, those who pray and prayed, those who listen and trust, will recognize him when no one else does. At last, Simeon exclaims, as he holds the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the baby crying and gurgling, at last he can die, because he has seen what Israel had longed for since the first promises. Promises made by God, even if you have to wait until you are almost dead, will be answered and kept. How many times did Simeon, without doubting, but wondering, ask when this would happen? As his strength failed, his faith did not fail, and God let him see the light that enlightens the Gentiles. Without Christ, death would reign. Not only would we die, but our death would be eternal. What would life be like for us without Christ? Do you ever ask yourself that question? If the answer is, well, not very different, then we have problems. The reality is that without Christ, life would be lifeless, meaningless. There are many people like Simeon, but without his faith, without his hope, and without his expectation, and they are sad to see. Simeon also has a prophetic message for Mary and Joseph, and for us, in the midst of the joyful welcoming of the Messiah. Christ, the baby, Simeon says, is a sign that will be opposed. Commitment to Christ, to Christianity, to Catholicism is not for the faint-hearted. It is signing up for battle. It is very foolish when people, including bishops and priests, imagine that the world will acclaim them, or worse, by accommodating to the world, that they will be accepted. Fidelity will bring scars, but the wounds of war are valuable if victory is assured. We must ask for Simeon's faith, trust, hope, and his peace, and his clear-sighted understanding of what following the Messiah will entail. Brethren, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, like a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.